Hi, and welcome to The Bright Balloon, a podcast where I'm sharing bright ideas for your balloon business. My name is Sarah Meyer, and I'm a balloon business owner like you, and I love the creative side of what I do, but I really love the business side, which seems to be the part where most people struggle. So I'm here to help. Each week, I'm bringing you an episode full of bite-sized tips you can use to make tiny improvements to your business. I want you to make more money, eliminate stress, and learn along with me as we grow our creative businesses together. Welcome to The Bright Balloon. Hello and welcome to this episode. Today I am sharing my marketing strategy for 2023, and it includes a new resource that is also available for you that I'm really excited to chat about. So really quick, if you have not listened to last week's episode, that was about my goals for 2023, and my marketing strategy really kind of ties in with those. So I would recommend listening to that episode first and then coming back to this episode. But this is the first year that I have ever had a marketing strategy, like going into the year. I always am kind of willy-nilly with my marketing. I wouldn't even say I really market, like other than being active on Instagram and having a website. I don't do what I consider traditional marketing. Like, I am not sending postcards or flyers. I'm not doing cold calls. I'm not blogging. I'm not really doing anything. My clients find me. But competition has increased around my area. There's more balloon companies every single day. And some of those long-standing customers, they have turnover in their businesses. So just because I have gotten the same job for the last 3 years doesn't mean I'm going to get it for the fourth year, because the person who booked me might have moved on. There's just so much turnover right now that, having someone work at a company for their entire life is just like not something that's happening anymore. And I think that happened a little bit during COVID. There was a lot of turnover, and now I just think people really are moving to jobs that make them happy instead of sticking with a job that they don't really love. So all of that to say, a lot of the long time relationships and connections that I've had, they're either gone or I've just realized like they're not safe. They're not mine forever. So I need to start working a little bit harder to maintain some of those relationships. So I am really excited to have a pretty clear, pretty direct strategy this year. And I don't think it's what you're thinking. So hang in there. We're going to take a quick break to hear from a sponsor, and then we are going to talk about Facebook. Yep, that's right. And email. The least sexy episode you will ever hear me record, but those are the things I'm focusing on this year. So I'm going to tell you how and why as soon as we get back from this break. If you haven't checked out Having a Party Wholesale yet, what are you waiting for? And guess what? The deal just got even sweeter. Our friends over at Having a Party have set up a special coupon code just for listeners of the podcast. Use code BRIGHTBALLOON for 5% off the next time you check out at Having a Party. So head over to havingaparty.com for your next balloon order. All right, welcome back. So something I never, ever thought I would say is that I am going to focus on Facebook this year. So my first strategy for my marketing plan is Facebook first. That is my strategy, because I go to Instagram first 100% of the time. I'm on Instagram. I like Instagram, but the more that I have been paying attention, the people that I want to work with, or the people who can get me the connections for the people that I want to work with, basically business to business, they are on Facebook. And maybe it's just a regional thing. Maybe it's where I am, but Facebook is really active for businesses. Like, even if people are just automatically sharing the same thing to Instagram and Facebook is a better platform for sharing other people's stuff. So like if someone posts something on Instagram, it's actually pretty tricky for me to share that unless I'm tagged in it, unless it's a story. But if it's just a regular post, it's not always the easiest thing to reshare for your customers or your, followers. Or Facebook, however, is really built for that. So if a business tags me in their post, or even if they don't, I can share that post on my personal feed. I can share that post on my business. I can share that on the Big Balloon Build page, which I'm ramping up to host that in March. It's just a much more shareable platform. So when you think of it through that lens, it also is going to affect what I post. Because if I do a post about this cool job that I just did, look at these great balloons, that's probably not going to get very much interaction. But if I post a photo or a collection of photos saying, look at this fundraising event that I was part of at this venue with these other vendors, and also you can buy tickets for next year, here's the link, that is much more shareable. So if all those vendors then share that, if the venue shares it, if the ticket sale link is actually something that people can click on and serves a purpose, that is much more social than posting a picture of some cool balloons I've done. Like, people can't do anything with that. And that is where my strategy on Instagram as well is really changing. This idea of like posting with purpose, not just posting to post. So I'm going to post less frequently, but with a purpose. No longer am I just going to post because I did a cool job. I mean, there will still be some of that, but I really want all of my posts to have a purpose, whether that is celebrating other vendors or venues, or highlighting a local community event, or promoting a special, something people can actually act on, or maybe with some of those fun photos of like, look at this incredible, balloon arch I just did. Instead of it having no call to action, maybe the call to action is as simple as sign up for the mailing list so you get reminders about cool trends or upcoming events in the community, something like that. So this is kind of twofold. So post with purpose, but then Facebook is going to be first, my top priority. And then Instagram we'll talk about in a little bit, but that is definitely going to go on the back burner. I love Instagram personally. Like, that is where I end up scrolling. But I think the way that people are using Instagram now, they're going to find me whether I'm posting every day or every week or every month. Some of these really big brands, they are not doing the 3 posts a day that they swore by 2 years ago. Now it's much slower and it's more about stories. So those only last for 24 hours. So I see my Instagram strategy shifting to be very few posts on my main grid, maybe moving to some pinned posts, because now you can keep certain posts at the top, so it's the first thing people see. So the grid is going to act more as my portfolio, and then stories I think I'll still be active on because I think they're fun. And if you don't do one, it's no big deal. No one's looking for your daily story. But I like that they are more on the fly. They disappear after 24 hours. They're not portfolio type of photos. They're more interactive social things. So Instagram, I'm going to be active on stories like I am now occasionally. I am scheduling out posts. We'll get to that in the next part. But Facebook is going to be my go-to social media platform, which, as old as Facebook is, it really is going to be a learning curve for me because I've pretty much abandoned the platform for the last 5 years. I'm on there, but I do pretty much nothing. I don't even think to open Facebook if I'm bored. It's not a place that I go to entertain myself. So I am going to have to refamiliarize. I think Facebook has gotten so big. It's annoying. It's big. So I'm in all these groups. I'm in all these pages. I'm in all these chats. It's so much. I think my first strategy is going to be doing a little bit of housekeeping, getting out of the groups that I literally never even put myself in. I'm just in some of these multi-level marketing groups for people that want me to buy, nail decals or leggings or whatever. These groups that I was added to that I never participate in. Some of them are abandoned groups and no one participates in, so I need to get rid of those. One of my struggles with Facebook is that in my day job, I also do some social media managing. So I have a lot of accounts that I get notifications about. So I think one of my first steps is to figure out how to turn off notifications for some of those pages or groups that I don't actively manage, but I just am an admin access on. I don't need all of those notifications every time someone likes or comments or whatever. So yeah, I'm going to spend this year really kind of figuring out Facebook. I know it's like an old crusty platform, but I really think it has come back around, especially for business to business use. I think it is the most shareable platform. And yeah, as much as it pains me to say that's where I'm going to be focusing, it really is. Like the way that you can share multiple photos at the same time, and then people can reshare that whole group of photos. You can't do that on Instagram. You can literally only share like one of the photos you're tagged in. Or you can like screenshot your phone if it's not a public post, and that's kind of shady. So Facebook is going to be where I focus my attention this year. So my second goal is going to be focusing on email marketing. And I know this is one of those other ones that's just like, email, so stupid. No one reads their email. That's not true, actually. And I know because I do email marketing for this podcast. So the reason that I'm so good at email marketing for the podcast is because I don't do it. Nicole does it for me. So we have a really great system where I record the episode and I put it up as a draft in the podcast hosting platform. Then she listens to the episode, writes the show notes, and then converts that to the email that goes out every single week on Wednesdays. And I can see the stats on that. And I know that the percentage of people opening that email is higher than what it should be. So I have a really good like conversion rate, open rate, if you will. And anytime I have a product for sale, like this episode, I have a product for sale, that will be linked in the show notes. It will be linked in the email. And that day that the email goes out, I always have a boost in sales. Like people click and people buy. And I think it's that consistency that like, I'm going to show up in your inbox every single Wednesday. And there are some of you that have unsubscribed because you just listen to the podcast. There's others of you that delete that email every single Wednesday. And then there's some of you that open that email and click the podcast link every single Wednesday. And I think that consistency is what it's all about. So I want to take that idea, that model, and start implementing it in my balloon business. So the part that is tricky with email marketing is that people open emails when there's something in there that's valuable. So I think the reason that people open the podcast emails is because that's how a lot of you click through and listen to the podcast. So you see the email, you know that there's something in there that you're interested in, and you click through. It's always been a struggle for me to find that balance in my balloon business because it's either like promoting a sale or serving no purpose. Like, don't forget we have balloons. So I'm really trying to master email marketing. I'm going to be talking about it a lot this year as I learn, but finding that right balance of something that's clickable that people want to learn more about, but not always just asking people for money every single week. So here is my new, plan and also product that's available to you. So if you were a member of Creative Current, you are aware that we shut that down. And kind of a little backstory there. Creative Current was an idea of email marketing on autopilot, and it was awesome. I loved it. However, we got to this tipping point where we had enough clients that we either needed to spend a lot of money to write custom code to automate the sending process, or we needed to not do that and basically end things. So we were at this teetering point, and as a team, we decided that it wasn't something we were looking to like overly invest in right now, which was the right call, but also was a bummer because not only was I a partner in that project, but I used it as my email marketing. Like I got a $1,200 sale from those robot emails that like essentially I didn't even have to send. So I'm now looking for a filler for that. And what I've decided is that what was working about Creative Current was the emails, having those ready to go. So I have essentially gone and pre-planned my entire year of email marketing with 2 emails a month. So design and copy, pre-written, pre-done in Canva, ready to go. So I have 2 for January, 2 for February. I have the whole year scheduled out, ready to go. They obviously pertain to like whatever season it is, upcoming holidays. The November email starts promoting New Year's Eve. Like it's a chronological sequence. So for me, this is kind of, I'm taking the part from Creative Current that I, first of all, was responsible for, and that was working for me. And now I am going to send these out to my customers using MailChimp. So like every product that I've ever created, it was out of necessity for myself, and then I'm making it available for you. So if you also want these templates, they're not even templates, they are ready to go. So it is an image and coordinating text. So you don't even have to write the email, because sometimes I think that is actually the hardest part, is like finding the words of what you actually want to say in the email out to customers. So that is available to you as well. There is a link in the show notes so you can download. It is not a monthly subscription. It is as simple as it gets. You buy and then you get the bundle of all 24 emails and images ready to go as a Canva template link. What's cool about Canva is that you can then click one button to send all of those images and emails over to MailChimp. And then that is how I'm going to pre-schedule and send the emails out to my clients. So I'm really excited to offer that for you. One of the cool things I think is that my photos are the ones that I use. So they're my photos of organic decor, balloon arches. There's a good variety, not much helium. I really promote the things that I sell, which is, a mixture of classic and organic air-filled decor. So you have permission to use all those photos. You can swap them out if you want, but it's email marketing. So you can absolutely use the photos that are mine, that are in there ready to go. Also, the text is completely ready to go, like copy and paste. So you can go in and customize that. I probably will customize mine like a little bit just to put my business name or my signature in there. But I didn't want to leave anything blank, because I'll tell you why. I have a funny story actually. Placeholder text has burned me in the past. So I did have this idea that I would be like, "Dear customer, we at insert balloon company name here, love your business," and blah, blah, blah. And the reason why I didn't do that is because I'm always paranoid of not catching all of those placeholder texts and then sending out an email with something embarrassing that says like, "Dear customer," or "Our business," insert business name, "loves your business." So I didn't want to set you up for failure or myself. So just know that the emails are ready to go as is. You can absolutely customize them. But when I got married, I had like a program. I got married before Pinterest, so things weren't super trendy yet. So we pretty much just planned my wedding using like a book from the library and like what my sister had done at her wedding. So it's pretty traditional. So we had wedding programs. Like when you walk into the church, you're handed a program and it lists all of the family members, the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, like it lists everybody. And when I was making it, I knew we were going to have an organist because we were getting married in this church with a really cool old organ, but I didn't know her name. So I put in placeholder text that said organist, and then underneath it said woman's name in parentheses. Long story short, a year after I was married, I was looking through like my scrapbook essentially, and the wedding program was in there and it said woman's name. I never updated it. Like I never went back and updated what her name actually was. I just printed them all, and that's what people were holding on my wedding day, and I didn't know for like a year later. And no one told me, and probably no one even noticed, because like who reads the program? Who wants to know the organist's name at your wedding? But that burned me, and now I am so paranoid about placeholder text. I'd rather just not have it in there than have placeholder text. So that is a long-winded version of why I didn't include any placeholders, and you can absolutely modify everything as a template, so you can change everything, move things around, add your logo, change the text, but you don't have to. If you just want something to send in January, it's ready to go. Actually, 2 per month will be ready to go. And like I said earlier, it is all a Canva template, so super easy to edit and then send over to MailChimp to actually email out. So that was the long-winded way to say that I am focusing on email marketing. And in addition to these pre-scheduled, pre-designed, basically marketing images that I've already made, I'm also going to try to figure out what people click on. So in my email, am thinking about my emails as like building blocks. So first I'm going to have the header. Then I'm going to have whatever the monthly images that is available in the bundle. Then I'm going to have that text. Then underneath, I can just click send. I could keep it short and sweet, but I'm thinking like, what other blocks of content could I add? Could I add a standing block in there that's like upcoming community events? Because that might be kind of cool. It would be really cool too if it was like upcoming community events that I'm involved at, that you can come and see the balloons. I should have, for the next 6 months at least, I should have a standing section about the big balloon build updates. Like that should be my ongoing progress, because maybe people are really interested in that, but not as interested in my community because they're coming from out of town. Or maybe they're really interested in my sales, but not super interested in the big balloon build. So I want a couple of blocks of content, even though I know that you're only supposed to have one call to action. So for me, I think most of the time my call to action is going to be going to my website. There are some emails that I have preset in there asking for reviews. So not every month, but I think every 3 or 4 months, there's going to be a call for reviews from customers. So that obviously would link to your Google review page. You don't want that to just go to your website and then they don't know how to leave you a review. Or maybe you really want Facebook reviews and you can send them there. So there should only be like one call to action, but I also think there needs to be more in these emails than just a sale every month. Like I'm going to be working on that. Basically, that is my marketing strategy and a little bit of my goal. And I hope that the bundle of email marketing templates helps you. Like again, everything I make is because I needed it first and then I'm making it available to you. So you could have all of your email marketing done like today, right now, because you just are going to buy it. And more I'm looking for options to do that in my business as well. Like I'm working on building up a recipe catalog, and I don't want to write all those recipes. So I went to Balloon Boss Mastermind and asked, like, can I buy these from someone? Like sometimes you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just buy something that already exists. So hopefully for some of you that are struggling with email marketing, this bundle will be a way for you to just buy your time back, basically. The last thing I wanted to say about the bundle is that all of the images for your email marketing, they are also square. I kept them consistent. So you could also just shoot those over to Instagram or Facebook. Like these are not just for email. That's how I'm going to be using them, but the same images would work on all platforms. So that brings me to my next strategy, which is recycling. So the idea of using a piece of content over and over and over. So I'm going to take a quick break and take a sip of coffee, and then we're going to talk all about how I'm going to work on my recycling this year.
Hi, this is Jeff from Balloon Suite by Asset Lab. We help balloon decor businesses bring in more sales and leads with a high-tech toolkit that includes your website, your domain, your advertising, your search engine optimization. Our plans start at $50 a month, and we'll even buy out your Wix or Squarespace or GoDaddy subscription to help you get onto a platform that's made for and optimized for your business in balloon decor. Check us out at balloonsuite.com.
All right, welcome back. So I just mentioned that in this new bundle of email marketing content, the images are all formatted as squares. So they would look really great on Instagram. They would look fine on Facebook. You can use them all over the place, and that's by design, because one of my big goals is to recycle more. Not only the content for the podcast, there's so much recycling that could be done with this content. I've just started blogging. If you want to head over to the website, I have some blogs about some of the episodes if you rather read. I should be doing a better job creating Facebook posts from every episode. Like there's so much more I could be recycling from the podcast, but the same is true in my balloon business. So that one image that I'm going to send out in an email could then also be a Facebook post. It could also be an Instagram post. It could also be an email post or an email next year. So these are kind of what you call like evergreen. It's not like, New Year's Eve 2023. The New Year's Eve post is going to be pretty vague because then you can customize that in the text. And I am going to use the same emails over and over and over because there's no way anyone is going to remember what the email I sent out in December of 2022 looks like. And then I'm going to send that same email in December of 2023. So I am essentially scheduling out a year, but I'm also scheduling out like indefinite emails essentially, or there's 2 a month that you get. You might decide you only want to send 1 email a month. So basically you have 2 years of content ready to go. Or you could easily tweak the photos or change the text if you really do want every email to be different. But the way I see this is like, it is just going to be recycle central around here. I am going to send the same New Year's Eve emails, especially if you have one that converts. Like if you send out an email and a lot of people click and buy, why would you not send that same email out next year when you're promoting graduations or pop drops or whatever it is that people were interested in? So I am just going to work a lot less because I'm going to be reusing things a lot more. You can recycle these things all over the place. I am going to try to recycle some of my old jobs. Like, I've done some jobs for the holidays that I'm really proud of, and they didn't all happen this year. So I'm going to pre-schedule some of those posts from years past at relevant times. So like I made a really cool gingerbread house 2 years ago. I'm going to post that now and promote that for the holidays. So I am going to be scheduling a lot. And I said I'd talk a little bit more about Instagram. My Instagram specific strategy is to look back over this year and see which of my posts generated the most likes, comments, shares. And I am going to use those as my starters to schedule for this whole year. So if I had a post that did amazing and it pertains to graduations, I'm going to take that photo and I'm going to pre-schedule a post for May of this coming year, so it's ready to go. I'm going to do one of those pre-scheduled posts a month, and then that might be it, honestly. Like, I might post more on Instagram. I don't know, but right now I know that I have 12 posts that are queued up and ready to go at appropriate times. So my feed isn't going to be dead, and all of my posts are also going to be like the best of the best. Otherwise, I feel like it's a slippery slope where you're like, I just have to post. I'll post anything. I'll post this crappy photo that just happens to be like second on my camera roll because I'm too lazy to think of anything else right now. And I don't ever want to get into that territory. I would rather post fewer times but really high quality images, and that way when someone finds me, all of the photos are really nice, like portfolio quality. And then any of that like on the whim posting, that's going to be saved for Instagram stories. Facebook, all of my Instagram stuff automatically posts over on Facebook, so I'm not going to worry about pre-scheduling anything on Facebook, but I do really want to take the time to do like rich shareable posts with lots of tags and links on Facebook. So those are not going to be pre-scheduled because certain times you just like see an opportunity to do that. Like last month I was at a gala and it was for our Chamber of Commerce. So I totally missed the ball. I should have taken photos. I should have tagged our Chamber of Commerce. I should have tagged award winners. I should have taken a picture of myself. Like I didn't do anything. I just went and enjoyed the food and drank wine and chatted. So that was a missed opportunity. Another opportunity I have this weekend is for, it's a fundraising event for a summer camp for kids with special needs. And this summer camp has also hopped on to sponsor the big balloon build. They're going to be providing a meal for some of the artists. There's going to be a lot of vendors there. I know the venue has donated the space. So that is a type of post that I think is so good for Facebook because I can tag all those people. They can share it on their personal pages, on their business pages. And then next year, I can recycle that. Like that can be like last year at this time, we were decorating for the first event ever. This year, the summer camp is open for business and you can register here. So again, it's a way to show off what you do, but in a really friendly way. And also you didn't have to recreate any new content. You're kind of just following up on previous posts. So all of that, I mean, it's hard for me to separate these things, honestly, because my 3 big goals are Facebook first, email marketing, and recycle. And all of those things I think just fold into one another really effortlessly. So I'm hoping that it doesn't feel like more work. I'm hoping that it just feels like more fruits from my labor. That's the second episode in the month that I've used fruits. I don't know. For some reason that just I don't like that phrase. I don't know why I keep saying it. I apologize. But you know what I mean. Bang for your buck. Let's go with that one. It seems like a little bit more bang for your buck when you're recycling all these posts and you're just like getting more from it. So those are my big three. Let's review because I know I got rambly in there. So my first one, Facebook first. My second one is email marketing and pre-scheduling out all of those emails that are available in the bundle. And then recycle, recycle, recycle. So if I am ever making a piece of content that is to be used in one place, I know I'm doing it wrong. That's kind of how I'm going to hold myself accountable. Anytime I do anything, so a podcast, a Facebook post, an email, if it's only that one place where that information is going to live, I need to figure out how to get it on different platforms. That's kind of going to be my attitude for marketing this entire year. Now, my last marketing plan, my last thing is probably the most important. And this one I wrote down as big pumpkin energy. So if you have not listened to the episodes on the pumpkin plan, this book that really changed my entire mindset around my business, you have to listen to those episodes first. I promise they will get you interested, and then listen to the audiobook by Mike Michalowicz about the pumpkin plan. So big pumpkin energy. I am going after my big pumpkins. That's my marketing plan. Like, I feel like we get stuck in this cycle of always wanting to get more clients when really, how many clients do you need? 50? Like, if we all had 50 great clients, that would be enough. Like, that would be enough. And I have probably, I would say, 1 or 2 big clients a month. In my planner, I have a page to actually write down who they are, and I'm going to focus on them and getting that business back. If I just work on getting my big pumpkins to return every single year, these big annual events, not only is that easier, like working with someone a second, third, fourth time is so much easier than working with them the first time. That is where my energy needs to be. But also, I want to attract more big pumpkins, which unfortunately means I need to probably repel some little pumpkins. So again, you've heard me say this over and over. I've always wanted to be everything to everybody, but I've gotten more comfortable just saying, like, I'm not the right person for your job. Like, I offer grab and go garlands, which would be perfect for your at-home party. But if you're looking for someone who's more like going to do your prop rentals and do $300 worth of balloons and also maybe set up like a snack spread, like, no, I cannot do that. I'm extremely focused on balloons. I'm extremely focused on the level of client that I want. And I know a lot of people struggle with comparison, and you scroll through Instagram and you see other people getting all of these jobs, and the closer they get to your area, the more upsetting it is, because you're like, why didn't I get that client? Why didn't I get that job? Here's the thing, it doesn't freaking matter. If you are focused on your own pumpkins, if you are focused on your clients, sure, maybe someone once in a while is going to take one, or you're going to see a really huge job that you wish you had gotten. But it's easier to get over it when you're like, I know my 10 top clients and they are mine, and I am going to suck up and keep them happy and send them friendly emails and make sure that I'm available for them. Like, that will keep you really focused and less distracted by all the competition. Because sometimes the posts that make us upset on Instagram, you don't know, they were donated. So that person that seemingly got this huge job didn't. They just volunteered for free and they gave away hundreds of dollars of balloons. Like, I have seen that multiple times. I actually was talking with someone, like, I will say a minor celebrity. I'm going to say that. And I was chatting with them on Instagram about an event that they wanted me to do. And then she responded by saying, oh, actually, someone volunteered to do it for free. And I wasn't mad at her. Like, that sucked that she, was going to book me, but then went with a free option instead. But also, like, who wouldn't? Like, I would too. I understand why someone would want a donation for their event. No fault. But the balloon person who did it for free, I wanted to email them and be like, seriously? I'm not mad that I didn't get this job. I'm a little mad, but I'm mad that you didn't get this job, because it could have been a $3,000 job and you decided to do it for free. And that you did that to yourself. So, that's really, sometimes you get so frustrated when you see these things on Instagram, but you never know. It could have been something they did for free. It could have been something that, like, their mom works at that company and that's how they get that job. None of that matters when you have your own clients, your own pumpkins that you're focusing on. So that is my overarching big pumpkin energy. Not only am I going to go for my clients again, I'm going to try to get new big pumpkins, and I'm going to stay focused on them and not get distracted by all of the stuff you see on social media. And maybe it's just me. It's not, because I know a lot of you message me about this. Like the comparison game is real. And I think focusing on your own clients, or focusing on clients that you would like to have, versus focusing on the clients that you didn't get because someone else got them, that's so toxic. And I think going into this year, I'm just excited to be like, okay, who doesn't have balloons at their party that needs them? Those are the people I want, not the people who do have balloons at their party and I wish I had gotten that contract, but I didn't. Like, that's not going to help anybody. There is enough to go around. If everybody has balloons at every party ever, there wouldn't be enough balloon people to decorate for them. Like, there's more business than we can handle. We just have to go out and get that business. So that is my big pumpkin energy for 2023. I want to get my repeat customers back, and I want to get more customers like them. And I don't want to focus on the jobs that I didn't get. So that is it. That is my marketing plan. Some of those are really straightforward, like Facebook first, pre-scheduling my email marketing, and recycling. That one is going to be more something that I have to kind of work on throughout the year, figuring out ways that I can recycle. And then my overarching marketing idea is big pumpkin energy. Like, I literally think I need to put these little pumpkins like multiple places. Like, I need to have little pictures of pumpkins and write my client's name and when their event. Because I used to be a teacher, I'm all about like the bulletin boards and the visuals. I'm going to put those everywhere. I'm going to put them in my office. I'm going to put them in my inflator room. Like, I'm just going to be surrounded by big pumpkin energy this whole year. Maybe I'll get like a token piece of jewelry with a pumpkin on it. Wouldn't that be cute? I just want to stay positive. I want to stay focused on the clients that are mine, not the clients that should have been mine. I think that's such a slippery slope, and it just makes you feel bad about yourself. So I'm not here for it this year. I'm moving on to my new clients, the ones that I'm going to get, not the ones that I didn't get. So I'm excited to hear what your plans are. Please send me any marketing tips, marketing plans, marketing goals on Instagram, or email me. I am The Bright Balloon on Instagram, or thebrightballoon@gmail.com. Let me know what your goals are. In 2 weeks, I am going to be releasing kind of like an end of the year wrap up. I'm going to be sharing wins that you guys have had, so you can send me those as well. Anything that's gone awesome for you this year, and then any marketing ideas or plans or initiatives that you have going into 2023. I will share those in our end of the year episode in 2 weeks here. So thank you for listening. I hope this has inspired or motivated you, and I hope you have awesome marketing plans as well. And don't forget to check out the bundle so that you can just cross email marketing off your list and have everything you need for the next year pre-written, pre-designed, and ready to go. I will see you next week. Thanks for listening. As usual, I tried to keep it bright and light. If you are interested in bonus episodes, check out our Patreon group, where I release an additional episode every single week, and you unlock more than 50 archived episodes as soon as you join. Check out the link in the show notes wherever you're listening.